So I don't forget what I'm supposed to say. First of all, I want to welcome everybody. Being the first Sunday in our fall program, it's really nice to see everyone. The purpose of our meeting today will be to do a number of things. We will introduce to you formally, I guess, some of you already met him, Dr. Jim Pence, who is now brought on board with us to assist us in succession planning. And he will tell you about what he's been doing with us. We had a wonderful weekend with about some 40 of us. As I mentioned in our newsletter in August, if you'll recall, some of you didn't recall, but anyway, it was there. It was there that back in the summer, following the departure of Pastor Reagan, the council decided to take some new directions with our transition and take a new perspective, and so we brought Dr. Pence on board to help us do that. And so he'll give us an update on that as I turn this over to him. The other thing is I want to introduce to you the new members of the transition team. You'll see some of us wearing this badge today. Those folks are Mike Mizuki, Nancy Blazek, Chris Mosner, Hal Dedman the Younger, Janelle Jampol, Nancy Zimmerman, and myself. So we are really looking forward to hearing from you, and it's going to be pretty quick because we're going to get into this process, and I'm sure Dr. Pence will explain that to you. Secondly, we have already chosen a call committee, and the call committee, while we have not made any decisions about who will be called, but we will have a call committee. The call committee is going to be Karen Moeller, Thomas Bortner, Corrine Dorr, George Orr, Daryl Lundgren, and Dave Strand. I think you know most of all those folks. If they're here, would they please stand just so everyone gets to see them? Okay, so, and how about the new transition team? You guys stand up too, and gals. Okay, thank you. So without further ado, I'd like to turn this over to Dr. Pence, and so Jim.
Thank you, Chuck. May I say again how much I admire your hairstyle?
It's a prerequisite.
Well, good morning, everyone. It's great to be here. As Chuck mentioned, we started this journey together Friday night, about 40 people, Friday night and Saturday morning. I said to them, and I'll say to you, it's always a great joy for me to work in congregations to see the dedication of a group of people that'll come out on a 7:30 on a Friday night to get started in a process. I want to explain how this works by asking you to imagine something. Imagine you came to church on a Sunday morning and a huge sinkhole had opened up all the way around the church property, and it's also filled with water. And so you come to church on a Sunday morning, and you like St. Matthew's is now surrounded by a moat. And you're kind of motivated to come to church because you worship together and you like to be together. And so you have a problem to solve, right? So Chuck walks up and he says, well, I know, we'll just call the Army Corps of Engineers and they'll come in and plop down a bridge and we'll all get to church. That's one way to do it. Another way to do it is to walk in and be like Keith Kuhn, who says, oh, let's just go fishing. Right? But a third way to do it is to say, we're going to construct a permanent bridge that is built on the solid foundation of where we are to take us across this span to the solid foundation of where we're going to be. And that's going to take some time, and we have to have architects, and we have to understand what the ground is like here, And then we have to know what kind of a span we're going to create so we can walk together, drive together across this bridge, and arrive happily and safely on the other end. Okay? The first model sometimes happens in churches in pastoral transitions, and that's the more common interim model. See? Churches in all denominations have interim processes where a pastor leaves, retires, and the Army Corps of Engineers, called the Synod or the diocese, comes in and plops down a bridge. See? And I don't know what to say about the second model. But the third model I described is what is known increasingly as pastoral succession planning. The model was really created in the latest version in 2003-04 with the publication of a book titled Elephant in the Boardroom. And it's sort of, it's a book about, and the subtitle is Speaking the Unspoken, about pastoral transitions. A colleague of mine named Russ Crabtree wrote that book in 2003-04, and then he began to develop this pastoral succession model, which now I've been